What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Roman Reigns does not like CM Punk, Jay White is officially a free agent, a WWE Hall of Famer appearing in a special role at WrestleMania, where are these missing stars in AEW, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Atop of today's news, Roman Reigns does not like CM Punk. Roman Reigns has some harsh words for CM Punk. Harsh words, but nothing surprising if you've heard Reigns discuss Punk before. Nevertheless, you might be surprised by what the head of the table had to say about the former AEW World Champion. Roman appeared on Load Management podcast. The Undisputed Champion had this to say about Punk. If you watch wrestling for the past 10 to 15 years and you love it and it's like within your blood, then you probably have some kind of feelings about that guy. I know I do, just by doing one of these things he made my job a lot harder over, 5 to 10 years ago. But if it's something that fans can get behind and that it can really make them, sink their teeth into the product and really, dive into the creative with us, I'm willing to do it. CM Punk is a polarizing figure in wrestling, however it's worth noting that he has supporters in the wrestling world. As we can see, Roman Reigns is not one of them. He discussed whether he'd ever work with Punk, noting, "I don't like the guy, I don't know many people that do, but I'm willing to put business first and make really good content if that's the case. But yeah, he probably has to be slapped around a few times in order to get his mind right." Roman is no stranger to working with Punk. The Shield worked with him back when Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns first invaded WWE. It was eventually revealed that Punk's manager Paul Heyman had hired the Shield to help him retain his championship. However, it doesn't sound like Punk made a good impression on Roman. Then again, with Reigns being the face of WWE, one can't help but wonder what his opinion is and what is the company line. Reigns' comments may lead to further speculation about Punk returning to WWE if he decides to exit AEW and obtain his release, but what do you guys think of Roman's remarks about wrestling straight edge superstar? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, did Punk tell Tony Khan into giving him a title run? Speaking of Punk, there's a wild rumor going around that CM Punk talked AEW president Tony Khan in putting the AEW World Heavyweight Championship on him at Double or Nothing, despite Khan wanting to keep it on then champion Adam Page. This rumor isn't true though, at least according to Dave Meltzer, who's reporting, as far as rumor corrections, the story going around that Punk was originally going to lose to Adam Page at last year's Double or Nothing but pressured Tony Khan to change the finish is not true. Punk was always winning that match. I have said it before the match that if it was me, I'd have Punk win the first meeting and then Punk then win the title in Chicago, but Khan wanted the title on Punk months earlier and that wasn't Punk's doing or pressuring. Khan does have a difficult decision to make soon, as it's believed Punk will be cleared to wrestle in the near future. Meltzer mused on Tony's choices, saying bringing Punk back and not putting him on top probably won't make Punk happy, and putting him on top perhaps he'll draw very well, but that's not a lock, and those who carried the company when he was gone won't be happy he's back if he's on top. Meltzer looked at various factors, including whether talent would leave AEW due to Punk's hypothetical return and whether fences could be mended to avoid this. Meltzer also discussed how AEW's contract with Warner Bros. Discovery will be coming up and that Punk could improve the company's negotiating position. Next up, Jay White is officially a free agent. There's big news concerning former New Japan Pro Wrestling star Jay White, as the New Japan related podcast Super J Cast recently tweeted, per sources, Jay White's contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling has expired and he's set to leave the company. For what it's worth, and this is pure speculation, but everyone I've spoken seems convinced Jay is going to WWE. Jay White was the leader of one of the many incarnations of the Bullet Club. What might happen if White crossed paths with some of the other Bullet Club members now working in WWE? Next up, AEW tried booking a top luchador on Dynamite. The recent Face of the Revolution ladder match on Dynamite featured some incredible performers, including luchador Commander. However, Dave Meltzer says AEW originally wanted someone even bigger from the world of Lucha Libre. Tony Khan wanted El Hijo de Vikingo to debut in the ladder match, but he wasn't available, so the office asked for Commander. Conan works with Chaos and a long time ago told them to put Commander, Dynamico, Sexy Star and Dolce Canella under contract because smaller companies could then sign them and Chaos may be then blocked from using them, plus Chaos and AAA work together. Meltzer added that WWE has scouted Command, but the company would have to get Chaos to release him. Next up, a women's tag title Tumult. It looks like last week's Women's Tag Team Championship win by Becky Lynch and Lita is going to take the WWE's original plans for the title at WrestleMania into some uncharted territory. You may recall an earlier report this week that the title change was a last-minute decision and that there were originally plans for Damage Control to defend their belts against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania. However, Meltzer reports the only thing we know is that the women's tag title situation with the 6 women involved, as well as Bayley and Trish Stratus, had several twists and turns yet to come before the matches are finalized. Whether that means another title change back or a Stratus heel turn leading to that or something else isn't known past what we've got more storyline to get the distinction of likely 2 different matches coming out of this. Conventional wisdom has it that Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus and Lita will team up to take on Damage Control at the Showcase of the Immortals. However, where does that leave Lynch and Lita as far as their titles go? Well, according to Meltzer, but Rousey and Baszler were to face whoever ends up as the tag team champions in a few weeks. Now, there are a variety of scenarios for keeping a title match at WrestleMania and a 6-woman tag. They could take the belts off Lynch and Lita, leading to another team having them before WrestleMania. This team could be Ronda and Shayna, who could then defend their titles at Mania. This would allow them to continue the 3 babyfaces feud with Damage Control, and they could keep the belts on Lita and Lynch and book a triple threat match between the teams of Lita and Lynch, Sky and Kai, and Rousey and Baszler, while putting Trish into a singles match against Bayley. Finally, they could book a 6-woman match on night 1 of Mania and a title defense on the other. It's just a question of what makes most sense and the most money going ahead. According to PW Insider, Trish will be on the 6th March edition of Raw, which could help build things for the aforementioned hypothetical matches. With WrestleMania still 4 weeks away, a lot can happen before the show shows. Next up, WWE Hall of Famer appearing in a special role at Mania? Or what is Snoop Dogg doing on one of the posters for WrestleMania 39? Or some sharp-eyed fans noticed a Dogg father in the background on one of the promotional posters, leading to the questions as to how he got there and what it means. Snoop is already in the Hall of Fame celebrity wing, so a Hall of Fame induction seems unlikely. Nevertheless, some fans and analysts are speculating that Snoop could end up as a co-host for WrestleMania, stealing some of the spotlight from the current host, The Miz. Next up, AEW Missing in Action update. Now it's time to look at the whereabouts of AEW stars who haven't been on TV. Let's look at updates on the following wrestlers as provided by Fightful Select. The first, Chris Statlander. Statlander is still on the mend from a torn ACL she suffered last summer. She's said to be a few months away from an in-ring return. Number 2, Miro. The former TNT champion is said to still be healthy, however AEW's creative team and Miro have not agreed on a storyline yet. Miro is said to be locked into a long-term deal since he signed a 4-year contract extension last year. Number 3, Scorpio Sky. Like Miro, former AEW World Tag Team Champion Scorpio Sky is cleared to compete. However, Fightful Select reports that he hasn't been seen backstage and he too has several years left on his AEW deal. Number 4, Hikaru Shida. Shida is recovering from a finger injury and is reportedly in Japan right now. And Layla Hirsch. Hirsch had a knee injury in May 2022 and while a return date is unknown, Fightful reports she is back in training. Next up, a current AEW star taken off television. Now on a related note, it appears that Dr. Britt Baker's sidekick Rebel has been taken off AEW TV for now. Meltzer reported that Rebel is no longer being used. We were told that with Baker and Hayter as babyfaces now that it was felt that she didn't work as part of that act at this point in time. What do you think is next for her though? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, Seth Rollins promises a special ring gear for WrestleMania 39. Last but not least, Seth Rollins is known for his outrageous outfits, so why would WrestleMania be any different? While the match hasn't been confirmed, Seth is expected to battle Logan Paul this year, a match that could be confirmed as early as this Monday's Raw. Do you think Seth will wear something to mock Logan Paul? Much like when he wore polka dots during his Hell in a Cell bout against Cody Rhodes? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.